Hello YouTube, and this time I have brought you another game, but this game is from the most viewed videos of my all time, the Perseus Gambit. The Perseus Gambit has been viewed more times on my channel than any other video. So I'm like, let's show you another variation of the Perseus Gambit, but this time I chose a game where I did a queen sacrifice. Well, the video of mine which conveys the opening is the accepted variation. But in this game, the declined variation was played, whose theory I have really not included here. So you need to understand that this time is going to be very much different. So e4 was played, e6 the French defense, d4, d5, and I got knight to f3. This is the Perseus Gambit, and my opponent declined here, and he played c5, knight to c3, and yes, you must be wondering what after captures. I played queen captures on d4, and yes, the knight comes, but this time I have a trick. I can simply block that knight from capturing my queen with this pin. Simply bishop blocks it so that my queen can be captured. But now I go for the exchange, captures, 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 and you get this amazing game where black has only one piece developed, rest everything is there on the board and there is nothing he can do to develop it. Whereas on the white side, two knights develop, bishop has an open diagonal, queen in the center, and white has both sides castling easy. Well, I played bishop to f4, knight to f6 was played, now trying to develop, and I went for this long side castling, bishop to e7, now going for short castling. And once you know your opponent is going to short castle when you have long castled, it's the rule of chess that you should attack their king side, and that rule was most exploited by Mikhail Tal. So simply I played h4, castling h5. Now that pawn isn't stopping anywhere. b6 was played in this position, and the idea is very simple. You can see, to put that bishop on the c5 square and attack my queen. I seriously did not care, and I went for the h6 move. This is really dominating, and there is really no other way to attack here but than to play this move, because this is really the best, and I've checked it with the computer. And bishop c5 was played, which is a mistake. There were other moves as well, but my opponent chose this to attack the queen, and here I sacrificed it immediately. So h takes on g7, I played. Now the queen is hanging, so he played queen captures. I went and captured the rook and promoted to queen. Queen captures, of course, which is going to happen, and the knight captures on d4. Now if you look at my board, I have a knight and a rook for a queen. The compensation is still in black's favor, but I have majority of the pieces developed. I have literally all pieces developed, and black still has two undeveloped pieces, the rook and the queen. So here I give him a chance. So he played knight to e4, which is again a mistake. Here the correct move would have been bishop to b7 or bishop to d7, which are both possible. But you need to consider that after rook d3, there is no stopping. Now I'll show you this idea in two variations. If knight to e4, knight captures, pawn captures, rook check, king moves, bishop moves to h6, attacks the queen, queen moves away, check, move, and check. And after you move, you lose the queen. That's one variation. Going back, instead of bishop b7, if bishop to d7 is played, then simply rook again to the same position, and after queen c5, check, knight defends, knight, king moves, pawn moves, knight attacks rook, and bishop check, king moves, and this again bishop check, and after king moves forward, rook check. So you can see that rook was not doing much, but now it came to the game amazingly. Now king to c7, now these are the best moves I'm talking about, and here bishop to e3, and really amazing moves are being played here. And if bishop, and here knight d3 check is a possibility, and this is the best move, but I don't think a human will be able to find this. If king, now king to d2 is the best move, and check, king captures, bishop check, knight captures, queen captures, you move back, and pawn takes. And there are a series of moves here in which the many of the pawns are going to be captured, and you end up here in a position. Well, I'd like to reverse this. Have a look at it. Knight check, king moves with check, and then king moves. So here in this position, white has a completely winning game, but black occupies more space in the center. So he could hold it for a draw, but white has a winning game. Anyway, after knight takes on d4, knight to e4 was played. So simply I had to capture the knight, and after pawn captures I captured his bishop. I'm sorry, that was really funny. Capturing someone's bishop when he's already down material is amazing. And now if you have a look, I have a knight, a bishop and a rook for the compensation of the queen. So here he went queen to c5. Now okay, you want to attack, so he is attacking my knight, he's attacking my pawn on f2. So what do? I played the move knight to b8. Now you must be wondering what's the move. This stops development immediately. Now that rook cannot be developed, it is stuck until that bishop moves. So he went for queen captures on f2, but then rook to d8 check. Just king has to move forward, there is no other choice. Bishop h6 check, king goes to g6, rook g8 check. Nothing is stopping because that one rook is stuck on the a file. I'm going all out in the attack. So king f6 was played, knight d7 check, and king to e6. And here rook takes on e8 because of course I could not let the rook get activated in any way. Even if that meant I'm taking out my own piece. So king captures, and then rook d1 check, king moves, and a series of moves I would like to fast forward because these are really beautiful and I don't want to waste your time on it. And after king to h3, rook d3 check, and there is no way for black to survive in this position. This was a 30 move game. I've already taken 6.5 minutes and I won't take any more of your time. But this is how you play the Perseus Gambit declined and you end up winning. That's what I would like to add. And this captures. This really came naturally to me. But when you consider this knight takes on d4 moves, now you check the moves before this. Not everybody gets to play these daring moves. So I would say I did get lucky because I found the right variation at the right moment. And I hope you all do so in all your games. Thank you all for watching. And I really want you all to see this first. This is the position you want to end up with. Thank you for watching.